This is a good segue actually into some more general advice about the professional world with the geographic location of the United States kind of in clear to mind. General advice about being a professional musician. And again, this is based on my experience thus far, living in a city for 3 years. And although I'm still relatively young, sometimes you learn things very quickly based on experience. In my cases, in some cases, it's been in the top area of the field, fortunately for me right now. So, a couple things to think about. When someone asks you, what's most important about being a professional percussionist or professional musician, I would say, be nice. Just be a good person, be friendly, be easy to communicate with, be enthusiastic, be positive, be flexible. That's what I would say. The rest is just details, I think, from a certain perspective. Show other people that you care about working with them. This is very important. Especially because we spend a lot of time practicing, especially as percussionists, when we're working on all this difficult contemporary music. But it's also important to develop your teamwork skills, because as a percussionist, you'll always be working with other musicians. Always. Either in a section, in a rock band, in a jazz group. You'll always be working with other musicians. Unless you're a famous soloist, I suppose. A couple other things that are worth thinking about. Try to spend time with people who aren't percussionists, who don't even know how to pick up a stick or anything. Spend time with people who aren't percussionists for your own artistic and professional development and for networking purposes. I know a lot of percussionists who you hang out with their percussion buddies and that's about it. And that's cool, you know, to have the camaraderie, but it's very important to be involved with and get to know people very well that aren't percussionists at all. Ultimately, they're going to help you develop musically in ways that avoid anything having to do with your percussion technique. And they're also going to help you get work and to get recognition professionally. So that's a bit of advice I certainly can give you that I know from experience. One of the other reasons that's important is that composer-performer relationships are becoming increasingly important in contemporary music. And I think many of you, based on my conversations with your teacher, are passionately involved in contemporary music, contemporary art music. So it's very important to develop those relationships as well. That's what keeps music alive, I suppose, is people communicating and interacting. Also, this is a little bit of a personal opinion thing, but have an artistic approach and a deep approach to what you do. We have the dilemma of being artists as well as being professionals, and I do have to say that I feel that sometimes those things can weave in and out of being related to one another. So it's very important to go the extra step and care about what you do and take that extra step. Okay, personally, I think that's very important. Because as musicians and as artists and people involved in the arts, we also have a responsibility to our community and the rest of the people in the world. Hopefully that's why we're choosing to do what we're doing. It's not because we just want a job. If that were the case, I think, if that were truly the case, I think we would have chosen something else. Show that. Don't be embarrassed to show that you care about what you're doing and you love what you're doing, and you want to make that happen. That means also that you're creative over the course of your career. You have creative ideas about how you're going to advance in your career. And play for people all the time, especially because we practice all the time, which is great. But play for people just as much. Play for your other percussion buddies. Play for conductors. Play for the guy you met on the street. Play for the painter that you know. And just get feedback. Because ultimately it's going to help you in some way. Oh, it's water. Does my mouth sound dry? It's really good. Yeah, does it sound better now? Okay, and again, a lot of these things are, this area of the presentation, slightly personal opinion. But man, is it important for me to tell you right now while I'm here. I have the chance of speaking to you, it's very important for me to share some of these things with you. Yeah, and you know, many people are involved in marching band and things like that, in competitions, which are great for you, but also develop the ability to take constructive criticism and to take advice artistically instead of offensively or personally. This is trickier than it sounds, and I'm guilty of this sometimes because I get into my own thing. But it's important for you to develop that attitude. And to me, that's the attitude of a true artist. I recently read an article about John Tavener. I don't know if you know him. He's a composer of new spiritual music. And an article written by a pianist that he worked with said that he was always second-guessing these little choices in his music. And he's a world-renowned composer. And that to me says a lot. You know, he's always questioning things, and he's always conversing with the people he's working with. And I think that's confused with a lack of confidence. And to me, it's no lack of confidence that, you know, if I played the Carter for you, and if I had time, I'd ask every one of you, like, did you think that was okay? Tell me what you think. Like, I was kind of unsure about this part, and because I think that's important. I don't think that means I'm not confident. I think that means that I want to better myself as an artist.